Hello everyone, my name is Rajesh Kumar and I'm your Devops SRE DevSecOps coach. Yeah, tell me.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so the very first thing is what is Ansible? Okay, so what do you call it Ansible? So when you ask anyone what is Ansible, they will say Ansible is a configuration management tool. Okay, so now tool means you understand it will help you to save time, save cost, right? And improve your work efficiencies. But here I want to know Ansible managing what? Managing what? So here managing servers. Yes, mind it. Means multiple servers. Okay, fine. Managing a server, but what kind of management is doing? So that is where you want to know config management. So now next question you may have, what config in the server you have? So Ansible manages it. What config in the server you have? So Ansible manages it. So you have to ask, you know that these questions, what you have in the servers, what you can find in the server. So you can find the server file, you can find directory, you can find apt, you can find yum, you can find user, you can find group, you can find command line bash, cmd, PowerShell, you can find packages, you can find services. So these are the things you can find in any operating system, right? Servers. Correct now? Hello? Hello?
Yes, yes.
So these are the things you will find in the server. So Ansible will manage the configuration of it, multiple servers at a time. So that's the reason we call it Ansible is a configuration management tool. Many people also call it a deployment tool and deployment tool also. Okay, so that is the reason we call it this one. Now Ansible is developed in Python. Okay, developed in Python. So if you want to customize anything, Python you have to learn. Now Ansible by a company which is developed by Red Hat. Okay, now they have a multiple releases actually. One is Ansible, then another one is Ansible Tower. They have Ansible AWX. That's the one. Three things we have: Ansible, Ansible Tower, and AWX. So Ansible is the one which is a command line tool, which I'll teach you most of the time. Ansible Tower, last few sessions we'll have on the this one. So in order to use the Ansible Tower, you need to learn command line. That's the one. This is also UI. So what is the difference between Tower and AWX? Tower is a paid one, and this is having support you have, of course you're paying for it, but in AWX it's a free and a no support. And most recent version which is not done, on which recent of not done acceptance testing. That means whatever the Reddit developed Ansible AWX, a tower basically, the most recent version which is not developed, they released free to the market so people can uh, do the testing and share the feedback on it. So here Ansible will not provide any supports on it. Are you understanding all of you?
Yes, yes.
So these are the ones. So focus you should be doing on the command line. Okay, so that is the one. So now why Ansible? Simple. You can change you can change configurations of servers parallel at one go. Servers means remember S always I'm adding. So if you have one server or two server is Ansible is not good. If you want to deploy one software in hundreds of server parallelly, Ansible is good for it. You want to start services, Ansible is good for it. You want to uninstall something in hundreds of server, Ansible is good for it. So like this, Ansible is good. Now another thing is that's another use cases is Ansible is easy to learn. Okay, share, extend, debug, you know, test compared to your other programming language like Bash. Java or Python. Let's say you want to write a deployment script in Java or Python. It will take so much of time, but in Ansible, it is just a matter of few hours. Okay. Second thing is, if you say Rajesh, Bash is easy to learn, but Bash will not work in Windows, right? PowerShell will not work in Linux. Ansible will work in both operating system. So it's like this. So yeah, using Ansible, you do the configuration management of servers. Server, just what the spelling mistake I might do many. So at many switches. Are you understanding all of you?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so now there's one more feature which we have, which is called idiom potent feature. Idiom potent feature nowadays is coming in most of the tools actually. You go and use any tools like Helm, uh, Ship, Ansible, Shape, Puppet, you have in Terraform also. So many tools are having. So what is the idiom potence? Let's say you want 10 changes in the servers. So first time you run, this is the first time you run. So and each changes will taking 1 minute. So it will do the deployment in 10 minutes. But next deployment you don't have every changes. You have only two changes. This is the second time. So this is second time. So here 1 minute it will take and now next deployment will happen in 2 minutes. So here Ansible will check the your desire which you have in the script and actual which is in the server and check if do you really need to change it something in real, then only you'll change it, otherwise you'll skip those steps. If it is, let's say, service is started, so if service you want service to be started and if the service is already running, then you skip those steps like that. So that functionality we call it idiom potency. Okay, so that is a things. Now next thing is how Ansible works. That is important. Architecture, something like that. So here Ansible, in every architecture you are the person. Okay, and you are having one server which you call it Ansible control server, ACS. We call it Ansible control server. An Ansible control server manage the Ansible remote server. Remote server is basically is the one which where you deploy using this machine. So you talk to ACS and ACS will do the actions on ARS on your behalf. Okay. So if you want to have a little bit of visualizations here, so this is the one, this is ACS. ACS means control server and this will manage ARS. This is the server where you want the changes to be done. This can be Windows, Linux, or whatever it is. Okay, so Ansible server always has to be, ACS has to be always in Linux. Okay, always Linux and 64-bit. So Linux and 64-bit. Okay, now here ARS can be any and here this also can be any. Got it? All of you? Hello? Hello?
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes, we got it.
Now, in Ansible server, you have to install Ansible. Here, not applicable because Ansible is agentless. That means you don't need to install Ansible agent in the remote server. Okay. So here, when you install Ansible, I'll tell you some of the components has to be. You will get it. That I'll discuss in some time. So now you know how the communication mode happens between this and this. So if it is a Linux, ARS is Linux, then protocol communication protocol is SSH. Okay, and of course you'll become a 22 port. If it is a Windows, then it is a WinRM protocol, and it's a HTTP protocol. Okay, WinRM Windows WinRM protocol, and this is a HTTP based protocol, and this is working on the port number Ansible WinRM port uh, 5986 and 5985 both. That means one for HTTP, one for HTTPS. So this is the protocol. Okay, default. Okay, now in Linux you have to have some prerequisite in ARS. If it is a Windows, then sorry, if it is a Linux, then Python need to be installed. But the problem is, I mean, it's not a problem. It is a specifications. Every Linux is coming up with a Python automatically. So Python 3 is preferred actually. Okay, 3.x. Okay, if it is a Windows, then here you need PS3, PowerShell 3, and .NET 4.5. Now these two also is default installed in every Windows. So basically, Ansible become agentless actually. Got it, all of you?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the architecture, how it works. Any questions so far?
PS3 means it's a PowerShell, right?
PowerShell 3.
Okay, PowerShell. So about idempotent feature, I have a small question.
Hmm.
So like you told me like if there are 10 steps that need to run in 10 servers, it would take 10 minutes, and if we add two more steps, then it would take 2 minutes to done, right?
Hmm.
So in the second step,
No, I said two changes in the 10 steps.
okay,
There's
two
just two.
changes.
For
Okay,
example, you you have in order to deploy application you do 20 things. But
okay,
in that 20 things you update only packages every 1 hour. Only
o-
package. Rest of the things you don't do that again and again. So that way. Change.
okay. So like if I add like if I in the beginning if I done this 10 steps on 20 servers, for example, and I when I'm adding when I made changes these two changes to those 10 steps, and I
Hmm.
want to do that in another 40, I mean another extra 20 servers, this all 10 steps,
Hmm.
then how much time it would take like
See,
in
first time
mm-hmm,
you run, that's what I said. First time you
mm-hmm,
run, it will take 10 minutes because if one deployment is taking 10 minutes,
mm-hmm.
if you deploy using Ansible in 10 servers, it will take 10 minutes only. But
Okay,
second deployment, because there's a 8 changes, there's no change, only two had changed, only two steps will be done. So it will take 2 minutes.
okay,
Like,
so it was only for the first 10 or 20 servers you are deciding
so
important.
here what is happening? Ansible is checking which are
Mm-hmm.
the changes you need it, and those changes will be done, not
Okay.
rerunning the again and again everything from scratch.
Okay, I understand. Yeah, thank you.
So that is functionality is called idiom potency.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so now next thing is next thing is so these are the architecture. Okay, how it works. So you have ACS, we need to set it up, you need to install Ansible. So now the question is component of Ansible. Okay, what is a component of Ansible? So here, when you install Ansible, you get many things. You get modules, you get plugins, you get executable, executables, and then you get this one also, config file. Okay, config file. So these are the four things you get it in when you install Ansible in ACS server. You get four things. So now what I will do, I will install Ansible in Ubuntu. Okay, so this is one of the VM, Ubuntu VM, and here you see Ansible is there, say it's not there. So what I will do, I will install Ansible. So install Ansible Ubuntu Devops School. So every notes you will get it at this place only. So on it, and I'll share with you these notes which I'm writing for you. So where is that?
It's
How was this?
day1.txt.
Here. So here, this is the one. So nothing great installations, don't take it. So right now practice in Ubuntu, but CentOS also if you want to do, this is the instructions are there. Okay, so you can follow. This is CentOS 4, 7, and this is 8, RHL 8. So you can do that. So let me do this in this VM. Done. Enter. Yes. Done. This repository has to install. Done. And then install. This command will install the Ansible. Yes. Done. Okay. So now what we have, Ansible is installed. Let me hit it and see that is there or not. You see, Ansible, you got it. Now you have to check all these options. Okay. Uh, See, you might not need everything at a time, but at least read once. Okay. Don't rush. Read once and feed in your mind. Here you have a authorization option, connection option. Okay. That means how to connect ARS. All these options you have, and here you have authorizations means escalate your access after you log into the ARS. So this is the one. Now Ansible version which you see, which you have is, look at this. So this is the core 2.15. So this is almost recent one. Okay, I need to check that what is the Ansible core version. almost recent one, I guess. So here, uh, let me check this. There's a some recently Red Hat has acquired by someone others, IBM and all. So there is some changes has come. So they have migrated to different version actually. Just a second. Here you have 8. Uh, Let me check with Google. It will be much faster. I think this is the latest one only. Ah, 2.15. I think this document will share with me something. So here you see Ansible core 2.12. What is this? 2.15. So recent one only. This document is not updated properly because so many documents they have it. So it's the latest one only. Now you must check this Python version here. This is the 3.10. This is also almost latest one. And I was talking about few things right here. So here. So executable modules, plugins, and config file. So first let's check it out the executables. So where you find executables? So you will find which Ansible, enter, and go to ls user bin nc star. See here. So these are the executable. Um, and first we'll learn this one, then we'll move on to the this one, then this one. Some of this also for documents. Vault we will try, and few more you have it. So these are the executables. Now modules, what is modules? Right now I'm just sharing the detail in short format, but we'll have a dedicated session for it. So modules basically a Python code, okay, Python code which runs on ARS, which Python code which is located in ACS but runs in ARS with parameter. Got it? That means let's say you want to copy certain files in the ARS. So there is one module. You want to start the services. There is a one module. You want to install package. There is one module. You want to run some commands. There is a one module. You want to run some script. There is one module. So this when you run a script, you require a parameter. Which script? You want to copy the file. You need a parameter, right? What's source and destination like that. So these are the Python code which runs in a ARS. Got it? All of
Yes.
you?
Yes.
Now, what is a plugins then? So plugins is also Python code, which is located in ACS, but run in ACS, ARS, ACS only. What is ACS? ACS basically, this is a feature of Ansible. That means any feature you want. See, Ansible has given some certain features in form of what? Plugins. If you want more features, you can install more plugins from the community website. So this all functionality which you see in the Ansible is in form of plugins actually. Okay. And then here you have a config file. So config file is, let me show you which Ansible version. This is the config file. Okay. So what is a config file? So understand this, in the executables, many values are hard coded. Many values, more than 200 values are hard coded, default values. You cannot change executable, but you need to do some changes in those behavior of Ansible. So how do we do that in this case? So in this case, you can modify this file, and this whatever the hard coding things is there in the executable, which will be overwritten by this file. So it's a config file for Ansible. Are you understanding, all of you?
Yes.
Okay. So this is what happens. These are the component of Ansible executable modules plugins. Now, if you want to see the modules location, this is the system location for modules, and you can develop your own modules also. Keep it here, and this is the place all the plugins will be there inside these locations. Okay, you can go inside this and check it out. This is your user locations and so on. So this is the Ansible. So what we discussed so far, what is Ansible, what is a config management, why Ansible we need it, how Ansible works, component of Ansibles, and so on. Now, how do we get started? So what to start and how do we get started? Let me ask you one question. When you want to copy one file in one machine, so would you write a command or a script? Tell me. Only one file in one machine.
Command.
And because you know that you will say, Rajesh, why you are complicating the process, writing a script and running it? Run the command, work is done. Correct now?
Yeah.
Correct now? Then, but if you want to do hundreds of things, hundreds of things, okay, in a machine, hundreds of things in a machine, then what you'll do?
Script.
Yeah, simple. Because you'll say, Rajesh, I'm not going to run each script and every time. This is so irritating. Let me put it in a script. Run the script, it will do rest of the things. Correct now?
Yeah.
So in command concept only, in Ansible also we have one concept which is called Ansible ad hoc commands. Okay, ad hoc commands. And here you have a concept called Ansible playbook. That means if you want to do one thing, command is okay, I'll teach you. And if you want to do multiple things, script is okay. Okay. So now few more components which we have in Ansible. So what is the component? So you get Ansible, and the moment you install Ansible, you get this one. But you have a playbook also. You have inventory also. So then you'll ask, Rajesh, what is a playbook? So playbook is nothing but this is the one. If you want to do hundreds of things in a ARS server, you write a playbook. I'll write in detail. I'll teach you in detail a little bit later. What is inventory? So inventory for time being, I must tell you, list a file, okay, for time being, a file which has IP address of ARS. Simple. So what is happening? The flow is very simple. So here, if you see that, here you see that, here you have Ansible, here you have a playbook, here you have configurations, here you have inventory. So what you do? You say, hey Ansible, run this task on these all machines, configured behavior change using configuration, and run in all machine parallelly. Simple. So all the tasks which you want to do in ARS you have in playbook, which machine, inventory, and Ansible will do that stuff parallelly. That is what is being done. Are you understanding?
Yes. So far I'm good.
So guys, this is the thing. So now how this, I'll teach you the flow of it. So flow is very simple. I'll let me check if I got it or not. I've been trying from last 3 4 years, but always forget actually. Is there? Yeah. No, not this. Okay, let me check the files itself. So the file which I want to show you is today only I'll document it. I'm forgetting from last 3-4 years actually. Hmm. So here the file which I want to show you the flow of training, this one. Okay, so this will be the flow of training. So first I'll teach you, you know what, ad hoc commands. One session will be there for these ad hoc commands. Then one sessions will be there for the playbook, and then one sessions will be there for role, and 5-6 sessions will be there how to write a good playbook. So here ad hoc commands, that means do one task in one machine, ad hoc command. Do one task in one remote machine, ad hoc command. Do one task in multiple remote machine using inventory, ad hoc command. Do one task in multiple remote machine using group inventory. I'll teach you. Now, but if you want to do multiple tasks, playbook and so on. And this I'll discuss later. So this will be the flow of the training which I will help you with. Got it, all of you?
Have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video.
Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest.
Thanks for watching.